I almost took his watch. Aloha. My heart is full. I have so much to say. But let me start being a bit personal. This island, this county is very important to me. It was the birthplace of my mother, Pu'ukoli. You know where Pu'ukoli is? Yes. She was an orphan, but she grew. She raised 4 kids, all good kids, worked hard all her life. I love my mother, but she's not with us now. She's up there, I know, guaranteed. Then this was the birthplace of a woman very close to me, my wife, my first wife, Maggie. She was born right here in Wailuku. But as you know, 6 years ago she passed away. After 57 years of being together. You know, it's not easy to say goodbye. I remember spending a whole month with her in the hospital. I had a cot there, I slept there all night long, spent 24 hours with her. And then one day she said, "Send Kenny home." See, my son used to come around after his work, so I told Kenny, "Go home." "Why?" I said, "I don't know. Mother wants you to go home." So he was fussing around, but he went home. I sat down and says, "Maggie, what's up?" She says, "I'll be dead in 10 days. You ever get a wife telling you, "I'll be dead in 10 days"? So she said, "I've already instructed my doctor, painkillers and water. That's all. Nothing else. In 7 days, I'll go into a coma. 3 days later, I'll be gone." So she said, "I got a few things we got to talk about." So believe it or not, without a notepad, she had it all set. "These are the hymns I want to sing. I want my son to give the eulogy, not you." She said, "You'll break down." And then she said, "I want you to get married again, because I know you too well. You won't know how to live alone." But she says with a smile, "But wait 6 months after I die." Well, I waited 2 years after she died, and I found a wonderful woman, but I'm sorry she's not here tonight. She's substituting for me in Honolulu right now, so she can't be here. You'd love her. She's from California. She's a kotonk. But she's a lovely kotonk. In fact, she's right now the chairman of the board of the Ford Foundation. That's high mucky, you know? And a few other things like that. But what I wanted to talk about is a few other things. This election is like the 1954 election. Remember that? Some of the old-timers do. It determined the next 50 years of Hawaii. One election decided the path we're going to follow. This election may be the reverse if we don't watch ourselves. That's why, very carefully, we want someone who will fight for us. Yes, Neil Abercrombie is my man. He's not only a fighter. Believe me, I know him. I've worked with him for 20 years. Yeah, he fights a lot. He doesn't give up. But he's got a heart. Yeah, there are not too many politicians with a big heart. One who can shed tears. You know, they say it's shameful for a man to cry. But it shows that you've got emotion, you've got heart. And Neil can do it. One day, we're walking by, and he says, you know, there's one thing I always remind myself. He said, how lucky I am. I said, what do you mean? He said, look down there. Guys with the grocery cart. You can tell right away they're the homeless. They have their life's possession in that little cart. I could have been there. And I thought to myself, by an accident in fate, I could have been there too. Ever since Neil taught me that lesson, whenever I get back to Honolulu, now the drivers will know, I always ask that they drive me next to Ala Moana Park. See, they think I want to go there to see the scenery. I just want to remind myself because that park is filled with homeless. People with no homes, no hope, no future. That's what we got to work for. You know, these people may not be voting because they may not be registered. They may not have the sense to do so. But are we to ignore them? No. With Neil, he will not forget them. That's the kind of guy I want. Somebody with a heart. Every time you see Neil, you know, he's stocky, all muscles. Can I tell him about the Filipino festival? In Honolulu, a few days ago, there was a Filipino festival, Mabuhay Day, you know, Dahil Sayo. So they had this waltz, Philippine waltz, doom bang bang, doom bang bang, doom. And who dancing? Neil Abercrombie. I told Neil, next time don't do the Filipino dance. Push up the barbell and just look better. But seriously, I love this fella. I'm going to vote for him. Neil, I haven't voted yet, but I'm going to vote for you. I'm also going to vote for him because he's a man who keeps a promise. And he's made a lot of promises. You can count on it. You can take it to the bank. He won't let you down. He has never let me down. So I asked all of you, for your sake, for Hawaii's sake, for those who cannot speak for themselves, vote for Neil. Ladies and gentlemen, the next governor of the state of Hawaii, Neil Abercrombie.
How about it for Senator Daniel K. Inouye?